I think by the virtue of the business growing up, maybe for one or two reasons, you want to switch from your business name to what? To a company, maybe limited by shares or LLC and the likes. This is where we have the proposed name. So it's still going to be being your business name. You still retain the business name. What we just change there is the LTC, which is the limited. That registration of business name as limited. This simply means I'm changing from business name to limited. So I'm going to select that option there. I'm going to first make this payment first. So I'm going to click on remitter here. So I think I've made the payment now, and you can see that the payment was confirmed. We've reserved our name. This is it here. So it's going to take some few days for this name to be processed. So you can see here we have pending registration, and you can see here we now have limited on our new name reservation. Hello beautiful family, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if this is your first time of seeing a content like this is Zionhublogistics. Here we basically talked about e-commerce, how you can make money online, meaning importation, exportation, and the likes, right? So just smash on that subscription button to subscribe to our YouTube channel. So once you are done subscribing, then turn on the notification bell so YouTube will be able to notify you whenever we post another helpful content today, right? So I believe you must have found yourself lucky watching this video, and I believe by the virtue of you watching this video, you must have want to upgrade from your business name to a limited liability company, which is what I'm going to be sharing with you in this tutorial. So what you want to do is just to sit back, watch it at the very end, and then without the furthermore ado, let's dive into the tutorial. So alright, my business is presently licensed and approved by CAC as a business name, right? So I think by the virtue of the business growing up, maybe for one or two reasons, you want to switch from your business name to what? To a company, maybe limited by shares or LLC and the likes. This is what I'm going to be sharing with you. All right, so to get started, you want to click on this new name reservation here. This is where you are going to be starting your registration from. So you click on the new name reservation there. So I think it's a one-time payment, right? So you want to come to this page. It takes you to this page, right? So come to clarification here. Then you want to select what? You want to select company here. The option with company here, you want to go with it, right? So I'm going to select company here because we are registering our business as a company. Then you want to come to the specific type here, right? So you want to check in the box. Then you want to select the category of the business you want to do. So with me now, I'm going to be going for the first one, which says private company limited by shares, right? So but it depends on what you want to go for and if you really know what you are doing, right? So I'm going to be going with this first one here. I'll select it. So once I select it, I'll click on this proposed name here. This is where we have the proposed name. So it's still going to be being your business name. You still retain the business name. What we just changed there is the LTC, which is the limited, right? So I'm going to input my business name here, right? So I'm going to input my business name. All right, so I'm going to put limited, right? So you can see now that we are done with this first page, right? So the first thing we do is to select the classification, the registration, the specific type of the registration, then the proposed name, right? So once you're done with that, you want to come here and click on save and continue. Clicking on save and continue will take you to the next page because we have basically 4 different pages that you want to go. Here is the first one, this is the second one, this is the third one, this is the fourth one, right? So I'm going to click on save and continue, right? So once I save and continue it takes me to here, right? So it's telling me what is the reason for the availability size. So I'm going to click on it. Then I'm going to click on the last options here, which says that registration of business name as limited. This simply means I'm changing from business name to limited. So I'm going to select that option there. So once I select the option there, then I will come to here where we have this search by company name. So here you can just type your registration number if you already have it available, and you can also type your name. So I'm going to be typing my name here, so it will automatically generate it for me because they have everything on their system, right? So I'm going to generate it. Let's see what we have. I think there is a mistake here. So all right, so let's see what we have. All right, so this is my business name. I'm going to click on it, and once I click on it, this will automatically fills in itself here. It has automatically filled in itself. So once you are done with this page, you want to click on apply for name reservation, right? So I'm going to click on, let me zoom out a little bit. So I'm going to click on apply new name reservation. All right, so once I click on that, now this is the third page now, right, which is where you want to carefully examine what you want to do. So let's start. Now the first thing here is to select the principal business activities, which is the clarification one. So I'm going to click on the drop down arrow here, look for the categories of where your business falls under. Then you want to select what your business does. Then you come back to the classification tool, then you select it, then you look for what your business also does. So you want to search in for what your business do on a daily basis, right? So once you are done with that, then you want to write the principal activities of what your business is doing under here, right? Then once you are done, you input your email address, the company's email address here. Then going down, you want to do what? You want to select the details, the company registered address here. So you are going to fill in everything, and once you are done, you are going to click on save and continue, which is what I'm going to be doing shortly. So I'm done filling all the necessary informations required here. So I'm just going to scroll down and click on save and continue, right? So let me zoom out. This is just the first one that we just did over here. You can see it here. So presently now we need to move on to the second phase of the registration. So here basically this have to do with your witness form, right? So if you have any witness, which I believe you must provide at least one witness, right? So this is where you are going to be filling your witness information here. So your witness can be any of your relative, brothers, sisters, or anybody at all. So you can fill in manually, or you use the person's NIN information to fill in this page, right? So I'm going to be filling this page. Then once you are done, you want to click on add. You are going to add the witness, right? So I'm going to fill in my witness now and continue with the registration. So I'm done filling in the witness information now. So I'm going to just click on where we have add information here. So add witness here, right? So I'm going to click on add witness here. Once I click on add, it will automatically do what? Add itself. So you can see that it has already added here right now. So what we need to do now is to proceed. So I'm going to do what? I'm going to proceed by clicking on this guy here to proceed. So let me click on save and continue, right? Once I click on save and continue, let me try to zoom out so you can see it's going to take us to the next page, right? So now this is the third page here, which is the object of the memorandum, right? So here you want to click on what we have here, add objective, right? So you want to add the objective of what your company does and what they are all about. Here is a very simple and straightforward thing, right? So you are going to just click on this add objective here. You can use any AI, but as at for me, I'm going to be using an AI to generate everything that I'm going to be doing. So you want to start adding them one after the other. So I'm going to click on add objective here. So you will write the objective. Once you are done writing it, then you will click on add. So you can add like 5 or 6. So this is the AI tools I normally use. Let me show you guys so you can just use it for free instead of using ChatGPT. I think I have it here. Okay, this is the AI tools. So you can just use this one to generate it. So this is it. You can just type anything here and it's going to generate it for you. Then you copy and paste it on the website, which is what I'm going to be doing shortly. So all right, within a few minutes, AI have already generated this objective for me. So you can see you can just add maybe 3 or 4 depending on if you have your time to do that, right? So once you're done with all this objective here, right, you want to just scroll down here and click on save and continue. All right, so once it loads, it will take us to here. This is where you want to add as much as possible secretaries. So this is the fourth page, right, which is what we are doing presently. So here, this is where you want to add, if you want to add as much as director here, you can add director here, you can add secretary here, you can add corporate secretary here. So if you have a lot of directors, you can add them as much as possible to your business, right? So once you're done with that, then you will also do what? You also click on save and continue, right? So if you want to add yourself, you can just leave it as here, right? You can just leave your details here, then you save and continue if you don't want to add any director or any secretary to your business. So I'm going to just add like maybe one director to this, then we continue. So I'm going to be leaving myself as the director of this company. So what I want to do here is to just click on save and continue to the next page, which is the fifth one that says what's it called here? It says statement of compliance. So let me save and continue again. So now it has takes us to what we have as statement of compliance here. So here you don't have much to do here, right? So you just want to just fill in the statement of the compliance of your company, and you can read the instruction here. It says, please complete this section if this application is delivered and by an applicant or a accredited agent. So if you are the one doing it, then you want to input your personal details here. So you want to, which includes your name, your first name, your contact details, the country you live in, and the like. So once you are done filling it, you want to click on what? Save and continue again, which is what I'm going to be doing shortly. So now that I'm done filling the necessary informations here, which entails my personal details, right? So you want to click on save and continue again to take you to the next page, right? So let me wait for this guy to come up now. So here, this is where you want to upload your final document here, and which I believe after this page we are good to go. So here it requires you just upload 3 different documents, which is even optional because CAC already have our documents. So I don't think there is point or there is any need for us to do what? To upload any other documents again, right? So you can just say, you can see that all these ones are optional, right? So you want to click on save and continue. So here, this is the preview of all the details we added, right? So if you are okay with it here, then you want to click on save and continue. So here, this is where it will generate the remitter payment for us. This is where we are going to be making our payment. So let's wait for this remitter to come up and I will quickly show you how to make your payment. Okay, so here we have a remitter of 5,000 naira payment, which is for the consent for restricted names, right? So we are going to first make this payment first. So I'm going to click on remitter here. So once I click on remitter, it will take me to the payment gateway where I'm going to be making a sum of 5,000 naira payment once. So I'm going to, let me say I want to scroll down here. So I'm going to submit this guy first. So it will take me to where I'm going to be making this transfer and the accounts I'm going to. So I'm going to select bank transfer. So I'm going to quickly copy this account number, then make this transfer done. So I think I've made the payment now, and you can see that the payment was confirmed and it was successful. So after the payment was successful, I think I take a while on the page. So it takes me back to the home screen. So we are just going to click on not submitted here because we are not yet to complete the application. So I'm going to click on not submitted here. So once I click on not submitted, although the payment was successful, I think, so this is the one we are presently doing right now, which is this one here. So let's check the payment method, like the payment status. So I'm going to click on check payment status if our payment went successfully. So we are still going to click on check status here, and this will notify, okay, I think it said the name was reserved successfully, and you can see here that the payment was successful. So here, then we want to come back to what? Back here. So once you click on back, then you want to click on continue so we can finish what? Our registration. So I'm going to click on continue with registration here. So okay, I think the name was successfully reserved, right? So now we need to do what? Complete the application of the submission process. So what we want to do now, let me go to the home page and see if our name was reserved. So let me see what we have. Let me wait for this guy to come up, right? So I think we have pending now. This is it here. We have pending. So we need to wait for this application to be reserved and submit successfully. So I think this will take some few days. So after some few days, I'll come back to complete this registration. So you can see here that now that we've reserved our name, this is it here. So it's going to take some few days for this name to be processed. And once they approve it, then we can now complete our registration. So you can see here we have pending registration, and you can see here we now have limited on our new name reservation. So once this is being done, then we can now complete it. So I'm going to wait for few days for this tutorial to be completed, then I will be right back.